105.3 old school and R&B, celebrating the music of Miss Marsha Ambrosius, and she is right here with us in the studio. Yes. And that's my headphones giving us feedback. Sorry about that.
Wait a minute.
It's very interesting to sit here with you, Marsha, and watch you listen to your own music and reminisce with your mom. And I think the first song you said took you back 9 years, 10 years?
Oh, yeah. Far Away, I definitely wrote that 2009.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't released until 2011, but it was definitely 2009 when we wrote it. And for me, I sound so young.
You sound gorgeous to me.
Thank
Sounds
you.
amazing.
But it's like years ago for me. Even the emotion behind it. I've gone through a really bad situation with a personal friendship that just went south, and having to be there for someone in such a way where they're in this deep, dark hole that you can't pull them out of. Sometimes you have to let people go.
And would it be wrong if at this moment I ask you, would you be referring to your relationship with your group Flora?
Oh, absolutely. There's that, but there was so many layers to this because there were other components to it. The co-writers, Sterling Sims, and the producers, Just Blaze and 1500 or Nothing, we were collectively going through things in our personal lives.
Right.
My friend losing his auntie, my other friend, losing his cousin to suicide. There were so many things that even musically, we had to write this song to it. There was no other way to spin the emotion like, oh, we know what this is about to be about. So once we started to shape the song together, and I wrote the first verse and the hook, and Sterling wrote the second verse, and I had the bridge, we mapped out what was then our mini movie for everything that we were all going through at the time.
So when you hear it again, I mean, does it take you back to the same emotion or just the memory of it?
No, easy. It's all the emotions, because I can't separate the two. Music is emotion to me. You don't press play on, Evelyn Champagne King and get your groove on and not remember what it felt like to do your chores. Or, know what your mother's cooking smelled like listening to
that
good
particular
music.
song.
If you play Mike, if you play Stevie, if you play Prince, these are emotions. It's more than just music to me.
So what do people tell you that your music reminds them of? Because to me,
your
your music is very sexy.
On air? I was going to say
the PG version.
Well, they tell me thank you. I say you're welcome, and we kind of know what that exchange is. It's like I'm invasive. I'm in your bedrooms. I'm in your kitchens. I'm in wherever you're getting it in.
Oh, I love
you press
it.
play
So
on,
sexy.
you press play on my music to do some things, and I'm glad I'm there for you in such a way.
And you've been there with so many people. You've worked with so many names, big names in the business. So well, this last night with Maxwell.
Right.
But who have been some of your favorite people to work with?
I'll always say a girl named Emily King, by far one of the sweetest people I've ever met. I literally took her in like, you're my little sister now. I don't care what you say. You're my family. And she was just incredibly humble. At the time, very naive to the industry, and was just excited about creating music. And just to see the musical freedom in her has driven me to create like that throughout everything, because I've worked with people that have been in this industry forever and still didn't have the light in their eyes the way that she did. So I will always reference Emily King for that. Robert Glasper is always a riot. He's a comedian on the low, but he's excellent to work with in the studio.
So those big jumps, you're going R&B, you're doing kind of jazz, you're doing hip hop. We can't talk about people you work with and not talk about you working with Michael Jackson.
Right, and then there's that, which is, I try and, I don't know, it's so crazy to say out loud. I know I did it. I was there. We spent 2 weeks together. I was telling him what to do. And
wait, you told Michael Jackson what to do?
I had to. I'm in the studio. I'm behind the boards. I'm telling him, I'm vocally conducting him to create Butterflies as he heard it on the demo, which is what he wanted. He said, what I hear on your demo is what I want you to make me do. So step by step, I guided him through the harmonies and how to approach the verses. And he's Mike. I can never past tense him. He still is Mike. I know he was, but he is and always will be. And I'm so thankful that at 23 years of age, a little girl from Liverpool named Marsha Ambrosius got to tell the king of pop what to do.
I love it. And I asked you a question years ago, and it's just, I think it's been one of the most amazing answers I've ever gotten. in working with Michael Jackson, I heard this urban legend that because you wrote that song, that now I'm in your pocket.
Okay,
that you made enough money that you really didn't have to work again. You could live comfortably. Like you just sing now because you want to sing, but it was like an incredible start. Is it true?
I mean, yeah, if I want to live a certain way, I could still live, thankfully. But having written and composed that record and owning 70% of it, 70, and now I just reclaimed my masters back, so I absolutely own it now.
Oh my God!
I had to wait, 20 years for that. I signed the publishing deal in '97, so thanks to my attorneys, we got out that deal, and I own a lot of that music. I own, Butterflies, the first Flora albums, Late Nights and Early Mornings. So comfortably working so hard early on that later on I didn't have to. I always had a plan. I always said round about 40, I want to retire, I want a family, I want to get married. And I said it out loud, not knowing how I would ever do it.
Right.
But that's exactly what happened. So yeah, I'm still very much a hardworking woman that wants to provide for family and won't settle on just what I already have, because there's already so much to get.
And when you talk about being so young and having a plan, before we went to break, I was bringing up, help me. Help me somebody. Kanye,
Yes.
Thank you. I was bringing up Kanye. And you see him, we've seen him come out at a young age and go through so much public. How do you feel when you see some of the things he's saying and doing, and other young artists going through all this crazy stuff on TV and TMZ?
We're living in a crazy time. It's just crazy out here. And Kanye, I met years ago. This is years ago when Flowetry were actually opening for Kanye, when John Legend was on the keys.
Oh, wow.
This is Jesus Walks Kanye.
Okay.
So I'm talking tour buses to and from venues, and I remember getting the flu, and Kanye came on the bus to make sure I was okay. Like, you need anything?
Did you bring me
run
chicken
to
soup?
Walgreens. But no, he was absolutely willing to do that. And fast forwarding to him creating Cruel Summer, and we're back in the studio again, flies me out to London. So it's myself, it's Big Sean, it's all of these people in the studio at the same time. It's Frank Ocean, and we're creating music. So that timeline of what had happened was him losing his mother.
Which people can't really understand.
You will never relate to that
until they go through
Thankfully,
it.
I have mine, but watching my mother lose hers, don't want to make you cry, Mom. But these are moments that people just get to have in life. People who have to do it publicly, and especially someone with an infectious personality that Kanye does have, that's hard, because he didn't take a break. He was on the road, and a lot of my friends from Philly were in his band at the time. So the Glow in the Dark tour, it's the Philadelphia band that have to watch this man break down every day. And everyone's like, don't make excuses for Kanye. And I'm like, I'm not. But at the same time, we're talking about, I reference, the Jesus Walks Kanye, but we're talking about Through the Wire Kanye. This is someone
he started
that
out with adversity.
Right. So he cheated death and lived life accordingly after that point. So I feel like anyone not relating to him now, or how he's shaping his life now, is lying to themselves. Like, this is someone who's been outspoken, and it only applies to you when it applies to you. And I'm not saying at all, by no means do I agree with what he's saying, but we all have to pay attention to someone who's spiraling into a deep, dark hole. So I think we're talking about it because on your message board, I seen a blurb show that Beyonce and Jay-Z have removed themselves from anything Kanye, and I'm like, if you love someone out of love, sometimes that's what you have to do. It's not, oh, I hate you, I disagree with everything you're saying. I disagree with some family members. No love lost was still blood. And that's what it is. It's like, look, I have to let you go ahead and be who it is that you think you are, but I can't ride with you. I'm not riding with you. I'm there for you, I'm just not riding with you. And I think that's what we're seeing, and it's sad and unfortunate, and you just have to be accountable for what you're doing.
So I take that to mean you won't be joining him and President Trump at lunch tomorrow.
Oh, nah. That will be, that's not even the last thing on my list. That list does not exist. It's not there. I'm absolutely not doing that.
So what I'd like to do is play a little bit more music.
Love you, though.
We love him. We love him. And we're gonna come back.
I will be late for that.
And I'm gonna throw a question at you and let you think about it a second. We watched you kind of grow up and mature in this business, and now you're a mommy. You're sitting with your mom, but now you're a mommy.
Right, I'm a mom and a wife, and life is different because of it. I get to do life again. Like, this is crazy. I'm learning ABCs. I'm learning 1, 2, 3s, my colors, shapes, and it's everything all over again. You know how hype I am that she hasn't seen Little Mermaid yet? And like, dumb stuff. This is me as a parent. I'm like, ooh, what's she going to do when she watches the Goonies? It's
all right.
crazy.
We come back. I'm going to ask you if you would let NYLA go into the music industry. How about that? Ah, drop something on.